Welcome back to Ballaholics, the show for those who simply can't get enough about basketball. As you can see, we're in a dorm because, let's just say, the studio got a little flooded. So, I did tell you guys, this episode's going to be, playoff edition. But there's been so much news that has been going on, and we have a lot to talk about. I mean, we got to talk about the NCAA championship in Virginia. Magic Johnson stepped down. I mean, oh my God. Dwayne Wade, Dirk Nowitzki both retired. I mean, let's get down to it. Let's get to the first segment. Let's get to the NCAA championship. Virginia wins, and listen, I'm not surprised. I've predicted this. This is something that I've had since, March 15th? I mean, look, here's my thing. At first, I was like, oh, you guys. I was like, maybe Duke will have a chance to win. But if you look in NCAA history, the teams that have the most talent, they never win. You look this year at Zion Williamson, R.J. Barrett, Duke. Duke was loaded. I mean, they're definitely the most talented team. You look back, in a couple years ago, Kentucky with Julius Randle, Willie Cauley-Stein, both got drafted, within the top 10. That team didn't win. They lost to UConn. Look, the team that's the most talented never wins. It's the team that plays together in team basketball. We look at this Virginia team, and I love them so much because all the players, they all knew their role, and they all came through when it counted. Let's start with Ty Jerome, because he's one of my favorite guys. Look, we look at that NCAA championship game. Everyone loves this. I'm not trying to take anything away from DeAndre Hunter, but we love to talk about how, oh yeah, he hit that, three-pointer. That was clutch. The, win over Texas Tech, send it to overtime. Who gave him the pass? You notice DeAndre Hunter was wide open? Because here's what Ty Jerome does. I'm not saying that he's James Harden by any means, but what Ty Jerome does is he's able to drive past his defender and penetrate to the basket. Then he draws in defenders, and then he dishes it out to open teammates. That's why DeAndre Hunter was open for that three-pointer. We look in Ty Jerome, he's a playmaker, and he gets the most out of his team, because Texas Tech, they were very good defensively. They were able to lock down their opponent. But Ty Jerome, who's a great playmaker, was able to get his teammates good shots, like Kyle Guy. And Kyle Guy, I mean, he was the freaking guy. That Auburn game, were you guys watching that? They were down. This is just a quick stat. Let's quick stat to get you guys. This team, Virginia, under 15 seconds left, these past 3 games, they were down. They were losing these past 3 games. And let's talk about the game against Auburn before we even get to the championship game. Because Kyle Guy drained the 3-point shot. They were down by 4, and he hits that 3-point shot to bring it within 1. And then the play after that, Kyle Guy draws the foul by the 3-point line. Controversial or not that game. Kyle Guy, he got the foul call. Maybe questionable. I think that he got fouled because the defender did give him space. He goes to the line in front of millions of people. And he drains 3 free throws in a row. Zion Williamson couldn't do that. He couldn't take a free throw in one of the games prior. R.J. Barrett, with the game on the line, he missed a free throw. We talk about these top draft picks that can't even make clutch free throws. Kyle Guy, who no one's even ever heard of him, drills 3 free throw shots. Not to mention, a fun fact about Kyle Guy, he had a lot of anxiety. He suffered through anxiety. Obviously, this is great for Virginia because last year, they were the team, the number 1 seed that got upset by UMBC with the 16th seed. And that really haunted Kyle Guy. And, he revealed that, he had a lot of anxiety throughout the season, just in general. Because when you lose like that, when you make history, but it's in a bad way, I mean, that's really going to get to you. I mean, he had to see, counseling. But, to come back and make 3 consecutive free throws, ice the game against Auburn. It was just truly beautiful to watch. I was so happy for him. And obviously DeAndre Hunter in that last game against Texas Tech was huge. I mean, look, he can do everything. That's what I love about him. He defends. He drives. He can shoot mid-range shots. He shoots 3-point shots. Whatever you need him to do, he does. Look, people are saying he's a top 4 draft pick now, a top 5 draft pick. Do I buy that? I'm not sure. But look, you compare him to Zion Williamson and R.J. Barrett, he can play within a team. And that says a lot about the kind of person he is. And that's the kind of person you want on your team. Let's talk about Mama Diakite. I hope I pronounced that right. You look at the game against Purdue. I mean, there's 3 seconds left. And then he gets the ball from Ty Jerome and does a alley-oop. He jumps up, catches the ball, and then throws it into the rim and it goes in. Just another clutch player. And what he brings to that team, Diakon, His rebounding was huge. His energy, he's the energizer. He is the hustler for Virginia. He's that guy where, the stats don't show it for him. He's the guy who goes in, he plays with energy, he gives it all he has. And that's his role, and he does it beautifully. All those guys paired together, that's what really made Virginia the NCAA championship. They didn't need one guy. They didn't need Zion Williamson. They don't need that one guy, because they all play together as a unit. They play together as a team. Obviously, also, a little bit of luck and clutchness has to go their way. I mean, as I said before, they were down 15. Not down 15. They were down within 15 seconds left of regulation the past 3 games, and that's jaw dropping for me. That's amazing. Let's not forget they made the last 12 free throws against Texas Tech, so they went 12 of 12 at that free throw line against Texas Tech. Again, that says something about the team in general. That's the culture that they have there. They believe in each other, and that's why this team was able to win the national title. Okay, let's get rid of NCAA aside. Let's get to our next segment, because the NBA just lost 2 phenomenal, once in a generational talent. Dwayne Wade played his last game last night against Brooklyn. Dirk Nowitzki played his last game against San Antonio, and before that, obviously, Dwayne Wade, played his last home game. I love these guys. This is really the last. This might be the last of the era where you see players like these guys stay with the same team for Dwayne Wade. Obviously Dwayne Wade went to Chicago for a year or 2, but for the most part, Dwayne Wade was really Miami Heat, and Dirk Nowitzki stayed with his same team for 21 years. Dwayne Wade's last game, he ends it with a triple-double, and that's what he wanted to do. He's not Kobe Bryant. He didn't want to score 60 points. He didn't want to, because people even asked him. Chris Paul, behind the scenes was like, you should go for 60. Keep shooting the ball. And he was like, no, because this is a team sport. I want to pass. I want to get my teammates hot. I want to, pass the ball. I want to get rebounds. I want to do everything. I want to be an all-around player. And that's really that just says a lot about Dwayne Wade's character. I was watching the interview yesterday with Dwayne Wade. They're interviewing Dwayne Wade's head coach in Marquette. And they asked him, how did you know that Dwayne Wade was going to be this kind of player? And guess what he said? He didn't bring up anything about his skill set. He brought his character. Dwayne Wade's a humble, loyal, great person to be around, a role model. He is a hard worker. He's someone you want to be around and look up to as a role model. And he's just a class act. And he went on just so long just talking about Dwayne Wade's, personality. That's all he talked about. He didn't even get to his explosiveness, And obviously, because when you have those characteristics and personality traits, you're gonna become a great player. That's gonna lead to greatness. Again, he had to sacrifice a lot. In 2010 when LeBron James and Chris Bosh, he recruited both of those guys. That's not easy to do. It's great. You'd be like, oh yeah, you won 2 titles because of that. Dwayne Wade, you have to do a lot. You have to really humble yourself to bring a superstar like LeBron James and be second to him, because LeBron James is gonna take all the spotlight. So to share the spotlight again, that's huge. Also, being Dwayne Wade, and just let me just read these accolades to you. 3-time champion, 2006 Finals MVP, 13-time NBA All-Star, 2-time All-NBA First Team. He is the Miami Heat's leader in points, assists, and steals. He has a 2009 scoring title. Come on, I'm sure you're getting bored listening to me. Because there's just so much to say. He has so much achievements. I can go on forever. And then let's not forget, Udonis Haslem. Because, shout out to Udonis Haslem. Look, I know you're not an all-star, You're a 16-year veteran on the Miami Heat. And your role, you were like the other guy, the egg kite on Virginia, because it didn't show in the box score for you. You were that loyal guy that someone could go up to if they had, if they needed anything. You were the guy that would get those rebounds. You were the hustler. You were the competitor. You could say, the spirit for Miami. We're definitely going to see, Dwayne Wade just in Springfield for a couple of years, for the Hall of Fame speech, because he'll be a first ballot one. And then again with Dirk Nowitzki, just another class act. You know, stayed with the same team for 21 years. 6th all-time in the all-time leading scorer. He's at 6th all-time. Yeah, obviously he belongs to the 50-40-90 club. A 14-time NBA All-Star. Yes, I'm gonna say the accolades again. So, you know, don't sleep because I know it's a lot of them, but 14-time All-Star. 4-time All-NBA first team. NBA champion, obviously, against Dwayne Wade's Miami Heat in 2011. Finals MVP of that year. Season MVP in 2007. And this is my favorite one for Dirk Nowitzki. Teammate of the year. Both these guys, so humble, just great character guys that are once-in-generational talent on the court and off the court. And that's what I love about them. What they did for their franchises was huge. And I really miss those players who would stay with the same team and be loyal with that. I mean, Dirk Nowitzki would take minimum contracts, for goodness sake, when he deserved a max contract. I mean, we have Kobe Bryant here. Kobe also, shout out to Kobe, staying with the Lakers for, 20-some-odd years. But, I mean, Kobe got his 5-year, max deal when he was 35, when, he was washed up. Dirk Nowitzki would take $2 million, the veterans minimum when he was, in his prime. I mean, that's just a lot about him. I can go on and on about this, but we really have to move on. But, I mean, you're going to see both these guys in Springfield in a couple of years from now. They're both going to be first ballot Hall of Famers, and they've done a lot for the NBA. And I'm very thankful that I got to watch them. Okay. I was very happy with those segments. They're beautiful, but then we have to get to, not so beautiful. And that's Magic Johnson stepping down from the Los Angeles Lakers as president of operations. I mean, wow. Who saw that coming? I mean, who saw that coming? Listen, at first when he stepped down, I didn't believe a word he said, oh, I wasn't enjoying it anymore. I was like, yo, le GM. LeBron, I was like, cause come on, we see LeBron, we saw LeBron go to Cleveland, Tyrone, David Black gets fired. The organization becomes dysfunctional. Then he goes to Los Angeles. They're looking dysfunctional right now. I mean, last year you had Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, smiling, making fun of each other. You had Lonzo Ball, do a rap diss against Kyle Kuzma. I mean, they were having fun. And when LeBron James went there, the whole vibe, the whole mood changed. So, I'm not really going to get too much into that because this is about Magic Johnson. But I really thought it had something to do with LeBron, the GM. But really, when you look more into this, Magic Johnson is, you could argue he's one of the best Lakers player, that ever played for them. I mean, the best point guard in the league, you can argue. And with Magic Johnson, it just wasn't for him. Like what he said, he wasn't having fun anymore. I mean, we look into the league when he was trying, Ben Simmons reached out to him. They have very similar games because they're both, tall, they're, point guards, ball handlers, can't really shoot that much, but they have size. And Ben Simmons hit him up and was like, yo, can you, help me out? Can you mentor me? And Magic Johnson wanted to, but instead of being an ambassador for basketball and trying to better the other players, he can't do that now that you're the, president of operations for the Los Angeles Lakers. That could be tampering. So he can't help Ben Simmons out. He has to stay himself. He has to do all the nitty and gritty work. Instead of being that guy where you just walk around in Los Angeles and you get cheers, you're getting boos from these fans that cheered you on when you were playing because you can't even construct a roster to build the Lakers team and build them back to greatness. He doesn't want that. This is Magic Johnson we're talking about. I mean, with Magic Johnson, you could tell he wasn't having fun. He doesn't like all the politics with it. He loves to just, be that guy who can just go around, be Magic and just go around helping other players around the NBA and just being himself and having fun. You could tell he wasn't having fun anymore. But this also, obviously he was also talking about the bickering, the backstabbing that was going on in his press conference. Look, I'm telling you something. There was something there with Rob Pelinka. Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka seemed to have a really good relationship. But, I mean, there's been some friction these past couple weeks, and you were able to see that when Magic Johnson said that. That was a complete jab at him. Obviously he loves Jeannie Buss. Listen, I believe he retired. I believe that Magic Johnson stepping down was warranted. I believe that, he should have stepped down. But the way in which he did it was disgraceful. It was disgusting. To step down when Dwayne Wade is playing his final game for the Miami Heat. To step down when Dirk Nowitzki is playing his final game for the Dallas Mavericks. That's where the spotlight's supposed to be. And you take it all for yourself so you can step down without even consulting owner Jeannie Buss? Jeanie Buss, the owner, didn't even know that you were stepping down, and you just stepped down? How do you do that? You couldn't wait for the offseason. You want attention. I can't believe you did that. You're an ambassador. You know how much Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki mean to fans, and you have to steal. You have to rob the spotlight for yourself. Complete selfishness, in my opinion, about that. Again, with the Lakers, we look at the way I see the Lakers. They're a family organization. Jeanie Buss, obviously Jerry, the very great Jerry Buss. Jeanie Buss obviously related to Jerry Buss. You look at Magic Johnson as the president, and he's been, obviously he's a player for the Los Angeles Lakers, beloved as one of the greatest players to play for the Los Angeles Lakers. You look at GM Rob Pelinka, he has ties to Kobe Bryant. He was his agent, in the past couple of years. You look at Luke Walton, he played for the Los Angeles Lakers. They all know each other, they're all familiar, they're all in that Lakers family, and they all love each other. And the thing is, in today's NBA, your organization, like your management, they can't be family. You can't do that. It's not how it works. Because you have to be able to be nitty-gritty. You have to be able to make tough decisions, such as, firing Luke Walton. That's something Magic Johnson wanted to do. He never got to do it, obviously. Luke Walton's still there. And you have to hire people that have expertise in the game. I'm not taking anything away from Rob Pelinka. But, Rob Pelinka lack of experience. Magic Johnson had a lack of front office experience. So you want someone in there that has that front office experience. So I didn't even understand why they were both, Magic Johnson, the president, and Rob Pelinka, GM. I don't even know why they were where they were in the first place. If I'm Jeanie Buss, I'm throwing out the family. I'm throwing it out. It's not because when you try and mix the family and work, and you try it, it really doesn't work out the way you want it to work out. Because then you find yourself at a crossroad. Should I fire Luke Walton? But I know him. He played for the Los Angeles Lakers. Can I fire him? Can I have a disagreement with Jeanie Buss? Can you even tell Jeanie Buss to her face that you're retiring? They're not retiring. That you're stepping down. Look, family doesn't work. If I'm Jeanie Buss, I am getting rid of Luke Walton. I'm getting rid of Rob Pelinka. I'm getting rid of everyone that has ties in the Los Angeles organization. And I'm hiring competent people from outside the organization, because when you're Magic Johnson and you have fans booing you, you're a Lakers fan booing you, which, you were a legend in that town, it doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out. And again, it's been a chaotic, disastrous, catastrophic season for the Los Angeles Lakers. No playoffs, obviously, no AD, Magic's gone now. Look, even look at the players they traded. They're thriving. D'Lo, Julius Randle, Brook Lopez. Lonzo got hurt. They missed the playoffs. Clippers made the playoffs. It's just not looking good for you guys. It's just not looking good. See, this meme says it all. This meme says it all. Man, oh man. All right. Let's get down to the next segment. Let's see. What's this segment now? I'm so upset. It's the What You Doing?
Woo! Woo, let's go. What you doing?
See, even Rob loves what you're doing, see? When Rob loves what you're doing, when Rob loves your segments, you know you're doing it right.
Woo!
Let's see this one. So the first one, we have Dwayne Wade. So let's see, he's jumping on the table to celebrate with the fans. Oh no.
I only can do it the only way I know how, y'all.
Imagine if you're Dwayne Wade, imagine
you're
watching it and then you see Dwayne Wade, trying to jump on the table, and then he actually falls and gets a career-ending injury. Let's do this next one. Wow.
Misses.
12 years sucks. That's a savage. That's savagery right there. That's savagery. Hey man, if you're gonna go at D Wade like that, you should know what you're gonna get. You should know. You should just know. Okay, why do I have an elephant? This one's about an elephant and a basketball. What is it? What did I just watch? I don't even know if that's what you're doing. I mean, an elephant playing basketball and you're trying to jump off. I can't even process what I just watched right now, and I just feel like I just got so much dumber for watching it. But it was very entertaining. It was very creative. But I mean, what the hell did I just watch? Okay, enough with elephants. Let's watch this Melo one.
Their lead is currently 11.
Well, in this Miami zone, they've continued to extend it more and more.
Oh, Carmelo's going to take a shot.
Oh my God!
Smart decision.
What's Melo doing?
It was uncontested.
What's Melo doing? Yo, let's get Z.
God, that's a
What's my boy Z?
I'm Z.
Z, you just got your time. We're doing the what you doing segment right
Right.
now. So we're just watching Melo. Melo's at D-Wade's, ceremony, last game.
Well, in this Miami zone, they've
Check this out
continued
for a
to
sec, bro.
extend it more and more.
Oh, Carmelo's going to
Try
take
to
a
shoot
shot.
that. He's about to pull up.
Smart decision, Melo.
It was uncontested.
Out there at home.
Bro, we were just talking about that earlier, bro. I mean, it was crazy. D-Wade, amazing career. I mean, amazing. I mean, just a great person. I mean,
Third greatest shooting guard of all time.
you think so?
Michael, Kobe, D-Wade.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm saying so.
I think so. I mean, also, like, back to that segment, because, like, I want to get on track because we still have more segments, but, like, just say one more thing. I mean, Udonis has them, too, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, you see D-Wade, like, the way he got triple-double, like, that 10th assist, he passed it, Udonis has them for that 10th assist?
Yeah, Udonis Haslam's been there, what, 16 seasons?
16 seasons.
Whole career. That's some heart right there. I
That's
gotta respect
literally great. That's literally hard. I mean,
Yeah,
he's been with
respect.
D-Wade through, thick and skin.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. Like, they're just, I'm gonna miss them, man.
Nah, word.
And it looks like we are at the NBA playoffs. Here we go. We're at the NBA playoff segment. It's here. The last games were last night. Playoffs start tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, I am so excited. Obviously the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's start with the East. We're gonna start with the East. The number 1 seed and the 8th seed. The Milwaukee Bucks against the Detroit Pistons. See, so obviously we know you have the Detroit Pistons, right? In 4 games.
Yeah,
3 games.
We got the Detroit Pistons. We facing off against Don Maker and his boys. Let me stop. But I'm not. Blake Griffin though is having an amazing season, so we'll see what he does. Obviously, I see the Bucks winning 5, if that, probably 4. We can get it in 4, but I'm gonna give the Pistons a little bit of leeway because they're not a terrible team. They did make it to the playoffs. So I'm giving Milwaukee in 5.
With me, this is gonna be I don't even want. We shouldn't even discuss this. We have so many other segments together, so many other teams. Because this is going to be a runaway. Milwaukee Bucks, they're going to step all over the Detroit Pistons. I mean, it's not even going to be close. Giannis Antetokounmpo's a monster. What is he averaging? 28 points and 10 rebounds?
No, almost 13.
13 rebounds, 7 to 8 assists?
Almost 7 assists.
Yeah, so it's going to be a runaway game.
Yeah.
Also, the Detroit Pistons is also a bad matchup for them, obviously, because you have Andre Drummond, who's, he's a rim protector.
Yeah.
So you have Brook Lopez shooting threes. That's going to force, Andre Drummond to be by the 3-point line. And then they can just drive in, Yeah, you have Giannis Antetokounmpo just yamming on players because the paint's going to be wide open because you have Brook Lopez just knocking down threes.
Yep.
So, yeah, I actually have the Milwaukee Bucks, in 4 games. I really want to say 3. I want to be like Charles Barkley, last year, but I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah, Don Maker's about to get disrespected by his whole team. I feel bad for that.
Actually, before I even, go on, I want to, obviously take a look at my playoff bracket right here.
Word.
I don't know if you got to take a look at this.
Word.
That's what we got.
Oh, so you did get the Warriors, or you did get the Celtics.
I do have the Celtics getting out of the East, but right now we want to go over first, round matchups. But
Alright.
Ultimately, I do have the Celtics going out. I just feel like they're gonna step up in the playoffs.
I do too. And you see, I've been saying this the whole season. The Celtics are a heavily slept on team this year. They had a lot of chemistry problems to begin with. Gordon Hayward just wasn't making shots. I mean, I think he only averaged like 9 points in the first half of the season.
Was this Gordon Hayward? Yeah.
Yeah, Gordon Hayward. But he's actually stepped it up since the All-Star break, like we kind of expected. And I say once that team gets that first round chemistry in, I think with Kyrie Irving's leadership and his championship experience there, we're gonna see an upset. I'm not sure what upset that might be, but we're gonna see an upset.
Again, like that's huge because Kyrie Irving has championship pedigree on the Boston Celtics, so he knows what it takes. Another player that knows what it takes, in the East is Kawhi Leonard. He has his ring, and that's where we're gonna go next. We're gonna go to the Toronto Raptors as the 2nd seed, and then we have the Orlando Magic as the 7th seed. First time in the playoffs since 2012?
Probably, yeah, since Dwight Howard left.
Yeah, that's insane. What are you taking from the series? Who do you have? Obviously, probably the Raptors, but
yeah,
go on, give us your
Raptors. Orlando, they're looking like a solid team as of right now. I'm very interested. I know they're gonna lose, so let's look forward. I am interested to see how Markelle Fultz finds his role in that team, and that's something that's not being talked about too much. I think Markelle Fultz is a great point guard, and he had a rough time starting out. But when he gets back and when he gets a team of his own with all that space, they have no point guards.
I think Markelle Fultz has had
train him. They're gonna train him.
He has so many weapons. He has Aaron Gordon and Nikola Vucevic, who's having an all-star season.
Yep.
I don't know. He might leave though, Vucevic. Honestly, I like what they're building there. And I guess that's my biggest takeaway. Obviously I have the Raptors winning. It's gonna be. Let's see, what do I have? I have them winning 4-0. It's gonna be an easy sweep. Toronto Raptors. It's because obviously you have DeMar DeRozan who was there last year, and people used to say he choked a little bit. Kawhi Leonard does not play around. A couple years ago they played Golden State in 2015, 2016, and they were up by 20.
Yeah, they were up by 26 actually. And it was basically just Kawhi. Tim Duncan wasn't even there, and they were playing the Warriors with KD. So they're gonna be something to mess with. And
exactly.
Don't doubt the Toronto Raptors. Personally, I see them making it to the conference finals. I see them trumping the Boston Celtics just because the Raptors they bring it. They bring it every single time too. So Kawhi's perfectly healthy and primed for the playoffs. It's not like last year where he missed a bunch of games in the season. The Raptors sat him down throughout the entire season just to get him playoff ready. He's not gonna miss a single game, and he's gonna be their MVP.
That's actually facts.
He's gonna be there
because look, you have Kawhi Leonard. You also acquired Danny Green, who's one of my favorite players. 3-and-D. Let's not even talk about what he did in 2012, 2013 when they were playing the Miami Heat in the finals. He went off. Look, I'm not saying he's going to do that again, but if he does anything close to that, they're in trouble. And then obviously you have Kyle Lowry. You have Marc Gasol now also.
Marc Gasol coming off.
Do you remember when the Memphis Grizzlies played the Golden State Warriors? I think it was the first season when the Warriors won the title in 2015. I want to say. And the Grizzlies gave them a run for their money. They were down. I think they lost ultimately 4-2.
Yeah, I think so. Not to mention Marc Gasol is a Defensive Player of the Year, and it's just we forget about that. Pascal Siakam is the most improved player for sure. He's coming off. Is he coming off the bench? No, he's starting now, right? Yeah, he's starting now. He's putting up insane numbers in his third year. And then you just have players like OG Anunoby coming off their bench.
So many, so much depth.
Fred VanVleet. So much depth. And I think ultimately, it's going to trump the Celtics. That may be a Game 7, but I like the Raptors. I see the Raptors making it.
Definitely another strong team in the East besides the Milwaukee Bucks. Next matchup, let's talk about the Philadelphia 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, that's going to be something to watch.
I'll get started because, before we all say, you all jump to the conclusion that the Philadelphia 76ers are going to win. I'm not saying they're not, but I think it'll be a series. Look, I was watching that D-Wade game last night against Brooklyn. D'Lo, low-key, was just killing them. He was drenching them with threes. And it was in front of LeBron's face, too. LeBron was looking at it and was like, you could have, been my teammate in Los Angeles had you not traded me,
Wait, did the Nets play the Lakers last night?
I believe so, yeah. The Nets played the Nets played the Miami Heat.
Yeah,
exactly, the Nets played the Miami Heat. So I'm happy to see this Nets team because they haven't been to playoffs for a while, and I love how they're just very unselfish and they all you can tell they all vibe with each other. You see the bench reactions. That's insane.
Yeah.
But you got D'Angelo Russell, you got Jared Allen, who's the rim protector. Then you have Karis LeVert. You have Spencer Dinwiddie. You have Joe Harris, who won the 3-point contest during All-Star week.
That's absurd.
So don't sleep on them too much. Look. Obviously, I personally have the Philadelphia 76ers winning in 5 or 6 games, I would say. because ultimately that team you cannot beat them with just the depth that they have now. Now that they traded for Tobias Harris, now that they traded for Jimmy Butler in the beginning of the season, just look at this team: Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, even JJ Redick.
JJ Redick's having the best scoring season of his career. So.
I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Who did I not say? Jimmy Butler. I don't think I said Jimmy Buckets.
Obviously, off their bench they have what's his name, the point guard, TJ McConnell.
TJ McConnell, yeah.
Solid.
I mean,
solid.
As a Knicks fan, he's killed us a couple times. So.
Yeah, they have some depth, and I definitely see them winning that matchup. I think the Nets are going to give them a surprising run for their money.
I think so too. I think it could be a 4-2 series.
It could be a 4-2 series. I'm not even gonna doubt them for a Game 7.
Okay, I don't know about. Okay, see, I think you're getting a little excited now, a little bit.
I mean, the Nets, I don't know, man. They have that veteran leadership too in Jared Bayless. Never know what they can do. If D'Lo steps his game up even more, we'll see.
That's true.
Karis LeVert was their leading scorer in the beginning of the season. He averaged 20, and then he got injured, and now he came back off of an injury. He's still playing pretty solid. Mm-hmm. We'll see though. We'll see. That's gonna be something to see.
Yeah, I can't wait. Don't sleep on Brooklyn. I mean, they're the New York team in the playoffs right now. Yeah. Knicks are not even in, so I can't even hate on Brooklyn.
Yep.
Let's get to our next matchup because this one's a little intriguing. The 4th seed Boston Celtics against the 5th seed Indiana Pacers. I think if Victor Oladipo was playing, I think Indiana would have a solid chance to beat the Boston Celtics.
We miss you, Vic. We miss you so much, man. And I was so excited for him this season after what he did last year when he most improved. Mm-hmm. That was something to behold. But Indiana Pacers, they're definitely gonna struggle in the playoffs a little bit. But without Vic this year, I think coming back next season they are gonna be looking like something scary, something pretty scary.
I have to agree. I mean. It's all about next season for Indiana because I'm sorry, Indiana Pacers fans, but you ain't doing shit this playoffs. You're not doing anything. And this is the matchup for if you're the Boston Celtics fan. This is one of the best matchups you were hoping for because in the playoffs, you need to catch fire. You need to get rhythm. So obviously the Boston Celtics didn't have the best season. Yep. They're gonna in the playoffs. This is like their practice. Yeah. So they're gonna start the chemistry. They're gonna be in playoff mode, and once they defeat the Indiana Pacers. They're going to gain momentum, and this is going to cause... Because, look, if they're playing a good team in the first round, they're out, I think, Boston Celtics. Because the regular season, they didn't do so well. But once you win a playoff game, that confidence that you get from defeating that team, it's going to bring you to the next series against the Milwaukee Bucks. Right. And then against the Toronto Raptors, if you even get, past the Milwaukee Bucks. But, I mean... So, I have the Boston Celtics winning in 5 games or 6?
Yeah.
I have them in 6.
Yeah, 6 ultimately because the Pacers, let's not completely take them away. Without Victor Oladipo, what they've been able to do is insane. Like, their chemistry is really good, and I think that's kind of under noticed. Mm-hmm. But, just the lack of that solid guard to give them a lot of buckets each night is going to hurt them ultimately. So, Celtics definitely probably in 5.
Mm-hmm. It could be
5 or 6.
If Celtics were in form, I would say Boston in 4 or 5. But I think it's going to take them a while to get used to all the rotational adjustments. Yeah. Obviously now Marcus Smart's out. Again, Nick McMillan deserves coach. I don't know if he deserves coach of the year, but he's an amazing coach and he deserves consideration for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's now move on to the Western Conference first round, playoff matchups. We're going to start, with Golden State.
Western Conference.
Golden State and Los Angeles Clippers. I mean, take it away.
Yeah, we'll say Golden State in 4 or 5 maybe.
Look.
Clippers are a great team, actually, but it's Golden State. We already know they have 5 All-Stars on the court at all times. Mm-hmm. We already know that they've won 3 championships in the last 4 seasons. We already know that they're 73-9 team. We already know the best team ever. We already know what they're doing.
We know.
So first round's kind of a breeze. They're gonna walk through it. They're all gonna put up buckets and they're all gonna be good. All right. What do you say?
Look, when your 4th best player is arguably DeMarcus Cousins, you're doing a hell of a job, with these players. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, DeMarcus Cousins, Draymond Green. Say no more. I don't even know what to say. Look, with the Los Angeles Clippers. Be happy you made the playoffs. That was your goal. Now that you got your wish, that's where it ends for you. It's going to be a 4-0 sweep, and you're going to get demolished in all 4 games. The Warriors, they may have looked a little sloppy during the regular season. You know why? Because they're sleeping. They're hibernating for this moment. They're hibernating for the NBA playoffs. Yes. They're going to take advantage of you. They're going to gain the momentum. And this Golden State team, people were saying, there's question marks about, the internal chemistry that's going on. But honestly, Playoffs are coming. They're all geared in. Kevin Durant, I'm sure he's focused. And they're trying to three-peat. They're trying to do something that hasn't been done.
Yeah.
Since the Lakers back in the 2000s.
Yeah, but since the Lakers and then since before that, the Bulls. So, yeah, I agree with you. That's over for the Clippers.
I can see some fights, though, with Patrick Beverley, with Steph Curry. I feel like Beverly's going to be aggressive,
He's not going to let Steph Curry get it easy. But Beverly's a bulldog.
Exactly.
You gotta know that guy.
Next matchup we want to get to the number 2 seed, the Denver Nuggets, and the number 7 San Antonio Spurs. I personally like this matchup. For me, look, I'll go first. And look, this Denver Nuggets team, we're talking about the best team, out of these two teams. The most talented team out of these two teams is obviously the Denver Nuggets. But let's not forget that Coach Pop and the San Antonio Spurs have been to the playoffs for 16 consecutive years. Again, the Denver Nuggets haven't been to the playoffs since, 2013? So their lack of playoff experience and the San Antonio's, acclimation to the playoffs, they've been in for so long.
So true.
Look, it's going to be a series because of that. Just because of that. Even though Denver Nuggets are way more talented.
Yeah.
And look, you got Nikola Jokic, you got Jamal Murray, Gary Harris. Paul Millsap, one of the most underrated players on that team, if you ask me. And
he's a closer.
Exactly.
He has that veteran leadership that they need at the end of the game. I think that's going to be another good thing for them coming into this playoff series. Jamal Murray, insanely talented point guard, and I think he's going to be one of the biggest pieces. Obviously, it's going to be Nikola Jokic series, and he's going to be the MVP of that series. But I feel like more or less they're gonna win that matchup. I think Denver's taking that matchup. What do you think?
Again, it's gonna be Denver. It's gonna be 6 games though. It's gonna be
6 games.
I would say 4 or 5. But I mean, Coach Pop. Look, when Coach Pop, you look at the San Antonio team. They usually lose when the team they're playing is so much more talented that they can't do anything. I mean, against Golden State, I think a couple years ago, last year, couldn't do anything against that team. We know why. Even against in 2014, 2013, 2015. It was before Kevin Durant went to the Warriors.
Yeah. Before
OKC, blew the 3-1 lead. OKC beat San Antonio because of their talent. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. So San Antonio doesn't do. Although they don't do well against teams that have more talent than them. The Denver Nuggets, look, they're more talented, but they play more as a team. They're more team-oriented. So I feel like that's easier for Coach Pop to, get ready against. Be ready to, coach against. So I have Denver Nuggets winning in 6 games. They're going to be a great team. I feel like once Denver, wins this first, playoff matchup, this first playoff series, they're going to be a team to be reckoned with because they're going to have momentum once again as well.
Yeah. And then what do you see Denver going after that? How far do you see them going?
Obviously, this is the first round, predictions. But if I'm gonna be honest with you, I think that they stop in the NBA Conference semifinals, and that's actually because of a team that I think is getting, they're the 6th seed right now. That's the OKC Thunder. Let's talk about them for a second. Actually, because the next matchup, obviously the 3rd seed, the Portland Trailblazers won last night, which made them the 3rd seed, and now OKC's the 6th seed.
Okay.
I want to hear your opinion. This is my I think this is the best matchup we're gonna see in the first round because OKC Thunder. I mean, look in the East, I feel like the teams are separated by a lot of games.
Yeah.
But in the West, they're not. The West, they're all very clobbered together. I mean, they were the 3rd seed. OKC only a couple months ago.
Yeah, I see the Rockets and the Jazz. I see you took the Jazz out. The Jazz.
Think that'll be good?
About them. I think that's gonna be really good. Donovan Mitchell. He started the season playing pretty bad, but ever since All-Star, he's been on a tear, and I just don't know. I mean, what the Jazz were able to do last season, taking out the Thunder, who obviously were a better team than them, I don't know. I'm not going to count them out. I'll say they take the Rockets for their money, and they go to 7 games.
Wow. That's a hot take. That's a bold take, Z.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe even win that series if they're really trying to. I'm just saying, don't count them out. All right. No disrespect to James Harden. I think he's the most skilled player in this league. But the Jazz, I don't know. Damn. They made it to the 2nd round last year without any sort of all-star, without anything.
See, you're gonna make me end your life, bro. You're gonna make me end your life, bro.
I'm just saying.
You're saying that you think the Utah Jazz can possibly beat the Houston Rockets,
it's very
who have James Harden, who's the league MVP, Chris Paul, who's a seasoned veteran. He's been resting the entire regular season. He's ready for the big dance now. He's ready to go off. You got the rest of that team. The Houston Rockets team, they're the biggest threat to Golden State in the West. And you're saying that they can get eliminated by the Utah Jazz?
I mean, the Utah Jazz took out the MVP last year in Russell Westbrook with a rookie.
But come on, let's be honest with you. Houston's system that they play with is so much more efficient. Last year, OKC, they weren't playing as well towards the end of the regular season. They were in a slump. The Houston Rockets, if you look at the Houston Rockets this year, I mean, they went from like the 14th seed, in the beginning of the season. They were really looking sloppy. And now they went all the way up to the 3rd seed. Yeah. They won like 10 or 15 consecutive, they won 10 consecutive games, I believe, or 9 before losing to the Warriors a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. And they're just on fire. I mean, their defense also got better. Obviously, they got the coach back, Jeff Bzdelic.
So wait, is this what the seeds look like? Are they 2nd seed right now?
No, this is seeds. These are my actual playoff predictions with them.
Oh, okay, so Jazz are 5th right now. Rockets are 4th.
That's the seed. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, so yeah, the Jazz aren't gonna have a chance to go to the 2nd round this year. Damn.
They're not.
Damn, that sucks. Damn. Okay.
Donovan Mitchell's great, obviously, and it's gonna be fun because I feel like Rudy Gobert is gonna limit Clint Capella to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because Clint Capella Clint Capella doesn't really shoot. You know that.
Yeah, he doesn't shoot.
He plays in the post, and Rudy Gobert. You cannot play in the post with Rudy Gobert there. The Frenchman. I mean, he's great. I mean, defense. I just love the Utah Jazz because they're just so built, they're just so team-oriented to play team basketball. I mean, obviously Donovan Mitchell is the guy, but they have so many other guys around him that make that team so enticing.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. All right, so...
So you have the Rockets in
Yeah, I definitely have the Rockets. Probably 6.
6. I agree. I have the Houston Rockets winning 4-2. Don't sleep on Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz. They will give the Rockets a run for their money. They but ultimately, the Rockets' talent, obviously the MVP and James Harden, it's going to propel them to win that series. Let's go back.
OKC and Portland.
Let's get back to that matchup.
I'm going to say OKC just because they have more versatility. They have a little more depth. Portland is a solid team in Dame, CJ, and a few pieces that they have around them. But ultimately, it's that talent factor that they're lacking. They don't have enough talent. Just Dame and CJ scoring all night isn't going to be enough for them to take out a whole team that has a lot of depth in OKC. I'm really excited to see what OKC does this year as well. Paul George, MVP season. He's my second place MVP. Obviously, I think Giannis is to the point.
Really?
Well, that's another conversation.
Another bold take from Z.
That's another conversation. But as of right now, Paul George is definitely in that conversation. Probably my second best runner. But I think they're making it out the first round. I see you have them all the way in the conference though.
I have OKC all the way to the conference finals. Let's talk about this first matchup first, because look, I gotta build up to it.
All right.
I went to sleep last night. Basically the Kings. I was really paying attention to that Kings matchup against the Portland Trailblazers, because if the Kings beat the Portland Trailblazers, the Rockets become the 3rd seed, and they have to play OKC. If the Houston Rockets had to play OKC, I'd have the Houston Rockets being OKC. So obviously I love the OKC Thunder. So I look for the score, and the Kings are blowing out the Trailblazers. So at this point, I'm so upset because I'm like, damn, my OKC, they're gonna get eliminated the first round. And I wake up this morning, I go to the shower, I look at my phone, and Portland came back. So Portland's now the 3rd seed, obviously, against OKC. And look, OKC can definitely beat Portland Trailblazers. Like you said before, the lack of depth on Portland's part. Look, OKC doesn't, they rely on 2 players also. They don't play as much with the team, but you look at the Portland Trailblazers, and they also don't really play as much as the team. They're even worse in that regard. At least OKC, you have Dennis Schroeder now, the backup point guard. You have Nerlens Snow off the bench. You have a lot of great players and key pieces on that OKC.
Jeremy Grant's
even Jeremy Grant, Terry Ferguson. I mean, last year you didn't really see these players prosper as much as this year. But you're really seeing it this year.
Sharing the ball a lot more. Actually.
Exactly.
They're trying to get their younger guys involved more, and I've noticed that. They're starting to see the talent with these guys. Jerry Grant came back and had a phenomenal season. He's had a very good season. He's in that conversation for most improved, but he's most likely not going to win it though because we have other guys. But I would definitely say OKC in 6, maybe 7.
I have OKC in 6 because you can't underrate Damian Lillard. Now again, this is going to be the battle of the guards too, like the backcourt, because you have Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. You got Russell Westbrook and Paul George. I know Paul George plays forward, but he really acts and plays like a guard. A shooting guard. So that's really fun. And also, it's also pretty enticing because you have Russell Westbrook here, who some people say is overrated in the stat pattern, and then you have Damian Lillard over here, who people say is very underrated and the sleeper. So I want to see them go at it and battle. And that's my favorite matchup. Obviously, I have OKC winning. There's actually I think that's the only lower seed that I actually have advanced to the 2nd round. How about you?
In the West, right?
in general, because
okay.
Because in the East you got the Milwaukee Bucks, the Raptors, the Celtics, and the 76ers. You know what I'm saying? And then in the West you got the Warriors, the Rockets, the Nuggets, and then you got OKC, who's the 6th seed. So
yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with that. Maybe just don't sleep on that Nets team. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah,
but that's the most likely one. You think the Brooklyn?
That's the most likely one.
So you think keep your eyes out for that Philadelphia Brooklyn matchup, because if you sleep on Brooklyn, you might just be sleeping your way out of the playoffs.
Right. And then I don't know. I see the Thunder, or I see the Nuggets actually getting past the Thunder, because they came back with a vengeance this year, and it's a real strong vengeance. They came back from not making the playoffs to the 2nd seed this season, with a 3rd-year point guard, a 4th-year shooting guard, and like a 5th-year center. They're a young team, and I think with that veteran leadership in Paul Millsap, we'll see. I don't feel like the Thunder are as consistent as I would like to have seen them this year.
That's true, very true. They have when they're good, they're great.
They're great.
They're amazing to watch. And you're like, yo, this can be Golden State.
Yeah,
they can get the run for their money. But then when they're bad, it's like they freaking suck.
Yeah, they don't make shots, and it's just real long stretches of time where they're just cold droughts. Russell Westbrook, he sometimes can't get it going because he's not the best 3-point shooter. He can shoot a 3, but he's not the best 3-point shooter. So then they all have to rely on Paul George for most of the scoring. He's only one man. I feel like the Denver Nuggets have more of a full team.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah. So like I'm thinking the Denver Nuggets can actually go to the conference.
I mean, like when I look at that matchup, like logically, like I agree with everything you said, but there's a gut feeling inside of me, and it's saying that OKC's gonna come back and they're gonna make Kevin Durant beat them in Chesapeake Arena, in Chesapeake Bay.
They probably will. And I could see that. I'm not even going to sleep on OKC. I think it's either one of them, but I'm going to just say the Nuggets. I'm going to go with the Nuggets.
All right. Real quick, we gotta make quick predictions. Maybe a one-word prediction. Who do you have winning the title?
The title is going to be Golden State in 6 or 7, and they are going to give...
Who's coming out of the East?
Oh, it's definitely the Raptors.
The Raptors. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, like I have.
And I think Finals MVP, Kevin Durant.
KD. Yeah. KD. Obviously, I have to agree with you. If you don't think the Golden State Warriors coming out, are gonna win the championship. I mean, I don't know what you're on, but I mean, they're gonna win it. I personally had Boston coming out of the East to play them. I feel like they're gonna measure it out. Boston. They're gonna figure it out. That's gonna be fun to watch.
That is gonna be very fun.
And I guess that's all we have for today. I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed our NBA playoff segment and all the other news that we talked about. I'm Sam.
I'm Z.
You got Z, and we're signing off.
Word. Peace.